I think it all kind of just stems from, a somewhat mediocre career as far as I'm concerned, as far as winning games. From high school through college, I never really had the team successes that I had aspired for. And, when my career was over, I had a little time to think about what I wanted to do from that point forward. And, it all led me here. I'm happy to be here. I've been enjoying my time so far, and I really think this is going to be a good step for me and what I want to do in my future.
Well, it is football, and Nancy and I, my wife and I, love Europe. We love football, so it's a good combination. The offer was there. I couldn't say no.
My goal in Europe as a player is to win championships. I mean, we have the opportunity this year to be in what I think is the most competitive league in all of Europe, in the Austrian league, and we have a chance to play in the Euro Bowl. So ultimately, winning championships is what you strive for as a football player. Really, I think our team is taking strides to being where we want to be. As Coach Smythe had said, we're a new team, a newly formed organization between two teams. So we're still searching for that camaraderie as a unit, but I think we're getting there, and I think we're going to have a chance to really surprise some people. But again, we still have a long way to go.
We have some big guys. Speed might be an issue. We hope not. We have some kids that can run, but that's going to be one of the big issues as we go into the season to see where we stand in that respect. Yeah.
I feel like it's a new team. I feel like we are. We're a new entity. We're not the Blackhawks. We're not the Panthers. We're the Black Panthers. And in my opinion, that fusion is one that has integrated guys that haven't been playing together on both sides of the ball. Offensively and defensively, we have guys that haven't played together before. So in my opinion, this is a new team. It's my first season, so it's brand new to me either way. But I think for us, it's a good thing. We have a lot of talent. We have a lot of really good football players, and I think that we have guys that are willing to learn and work together. So that's going to be the biggest stepping stone for us to get to the next level and compete in this league.
Well, they're getting coached really well. We have a defensive coach that's done a fabulous job with our kids, the entire defense, but he is a defensive backfield coach in college, so his knowledge and how to coach the game and teach the techniques that it takes to play defensive back is pretty impressive. So we hope that his experience and coaching knowledge is going to help us in that area.
What's his background?
He played, you remember Stacy Collins, who was a defensive coordinator for me here in Vienna for 2 years. Well, he played for Stacy in college at Central Washington University, and then he coached. He's been a GA up there for 2 years, also with Stacy and that group of coaches. So he's a good young coach. He's knowledgeable. He's got great energy, and the kids love him. I mean, they've been around him for a month, and they go to war with him. I mean, he's got that kind of motivational ability. He's a great young coach. Somebody's going to get a hell of a coach down the road here.
Naturally, I want to say our offense is better, but the old football adage is that the defense is always a step ahead when you start the season. So. I think we look good on both sides of the ball, and it's just a matter of time before things really start clicking for us.
Well, he reminds me of Brian Traeger, who played for us here a couple times, and he's about the same size as Brian was. Got a lot of that same kind of knowledge of the game. He's got a good feel for the game of football. He sees the field well. He's got a good, strong arm. He's a competitive rascal, which I really like, and he's a good leader. I just think he's going to be very, very good in my system.
Well, I would honestly say that these guys are a lot more knowledgeable than I even gave them credit for before I came over here. I was under the impression that I would having to be doing a lot more coaching on the field than what I'm doing, and these guys, they're hard workers. They do everything that's asked of them. And they have a passion for the game that's unmatched that I've seen in my career playing football, especially in the United States. So it's definitely some there's definitely some bumps in the road because these guys haven't been playing football for as long as what we do in the United States, but their knowledge of the game is there and their desire to get better is there. So really, that's all you can ask for as a quarterback.
We try to spread the field, and You know, we were spreading the field way before it became popular, and so we've been doing it a long time. But you know, our team will be probably 60-40 pass, and that's something totally different from the Prague teams in the past. It's surprising when you start throwing the ball in practice how many receivers suddenly show up. You know, if you throw it 10 times in a week, you might have some receivers that are really good and you don't even know it. So, you know, we throw the ball all over the place, and I like our receiving core. I think we've got 6 or 7 pretty good players. We've got 2 kids that are 6'6" that can run pretty well. They're not bad. We've got a couple of little squirts that can jet around pretty good. And then we've got the medium-sized guys that are, you know, athletic. So I like the crew.
My playing style and my qualities on the field. Well, I usually leave those things up to other people to decide. You know, I like to believe I'm a good leader on the field. I believe that I can lead a team, and I believe I'm a smart football player. I know how to play the game. I know how the game is supposed to be played, and you know, I like to win. I think that's my biggest quality, is that you know, I like to win more than I like to do things individually, and more than any of that, I hate to lose more than I like winning. So I think my qualities as a player, my style of play, I can leave up to you guys to decide by the end of this season, and you know, you guys can let me know what I do well and what I don't do well. But you know, really, I just want to win. That's my biggest thing, is I want to win football games.
I think the Vikings obviously are the program in Austria, maybe even in Europe, that everybody tries to emulate. They try to get involved with the Vikiddies and you know, from those little squirts all the way up to the first division team. It's a work in progress. We are trying to work on that. We're trying to develop that a little bit, but it's not going to happen overnight, of course.
What's your goal in the first season with Prague?
Well, you know, I've told our players, I said, you know, if we can be competitive every week, then we're going to win some games. And so that's the first thing, just to be competitive. And in the past, you know, most of the games haven't been. So that's number one. And, you know, when you look at 4 teams making the playoffs, and you've got the Vikings and the Raiders and the Giants and the Dragons, 4 proven programs, you know, how do you sneak in there? It's not going to be easy. But that's certainly our goal. If we can make the playoffs, that would be fabulous.